Drink it in, man.
Cornbread! Cornbread!
Touchdown, Detroit Lions!
Drink it in, man.
Cornbread! Cornbread!
Touchdown, Detroit Lions!
Drink it in, man. Drink it in, man.
The NFL season is finally here, so make sure you're ready with NFL Sunday Ticket and YouTube TV. It gives you the most live NFL games all in one place, exactly what you need to make your Sundays more magical. Sign up today at youtube.com/Sunday Ticket. Local and national games on YouTube TV. NFL Sunday Ticket for out-of-market games excludes digital-only games.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. With the price of just about everything going up during inflation, we thought we'd bring our prices down. So to help us, we brought in a reverse auctioneer, which is apparently a thing.
Mint Mobile Unlimited Premium Wireless. How to get 30, 30, bit to get 30, bit to get 20, 20, 20, bit to get 20, 20, bit to get 15, 15, 15, 15, just $15 a month? Sold!
Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
$45 upfront payment equivalent to $15 per month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Taxes and fees extra. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes. See detail.
My dad works in B2B marketing. He came by my school for career day and said he was a big ROAS man. Then he told everyone how much he loved calculating his return on ad spend. My friends still laugh at me to this day.
Not everyone gets B2B, but with LinkedIn, you'll be able to reach people who do. Get a $100 credit on your next ad campaign. Go to linkedin.com/results to claim your credit. That's linkedin.com/results. Terms and conditions apply. LinkedIn, the place to be, to be.
When it comes to towing, seeing is believing. That's why Chevy Truck's advanced camera technology offers up to 8 available cameras for 14 unique views, so you can focus on the view that really matters. Chevrolet, together let's drive. Learn more about Chevy Trucks at Chevy.com. Safety or driver assistance features are no substitute for the driver's responsibility to operate the vehicle in a safe manner. Read the Vehicle Owner's Manual for important feature limitations and information.
Reporting live from under my blanket, I'm Susan Curtis with Dunkin' at Home. Breaking news, pumpkin spice iced and hot coffees are back. I'll pass it to Mr. Curtis with his blanket for the full story.
That is so right, Susan. You know, it's never too early to get in a spicy mood. I'm talking cinnamony goodness that's so tasty, people don't want to leave their blankets either. Back to you.
No, back to you.
All you.
The home with Dunkin' Pumpkin Spice is where you want to be.
Detroit Koolaid. Detroit Koolaid drinkers. I know what you want right about now. A big glass of that delicious Honolulu blue flavored Kool-Aid. Say it 3 times fast. Drink it in, everybody.
Drink it in, man.
Gotta have a side of cornbread.
Cornbread!
Gotta make it a double.
Cornbread!
Because the Lions didn't go and blow the doors off the Cardinals like I said they would, like they should have. But it was still a straight up easy dub. I mean, I'm going to get into it. We're going to review that game. Quite a few injuries, unfortunately, to talk about for the Lions. And then we got to preview this Monday Night Football game against Seattle. So much to say about that. So I'm going solo on this show. At Chops and the D is coaching 18 hockey teams, traveling the country, signing big business deals, or he's just asleep and took the week off because it's kind of what he does. No, shout out to Chops. Appreciate having him on the last couple weeks, and always fun to just open up the microphone and like you'd think I'd be on this side, be like, oh, let me get my notes, so let me pull up these stats. No, I have nothing in front of me right now. I don't know where this show is going to go, and that's always the best shows. The best pods are when I just start rolling, talking ball, whooping up the Lions, hyping up our team, and getting you guys ready to go. So we can't mess around. We don't have time to mess around. I don't know if you know that on this show or in life. We got to get right into this. And I'm not going to start with news and notes. I'm going to start with this recap because how good was it to see microscopic, micro machines, Kyler Murray, Micro Murray out there just, I mean, what is he doing? This guy is like, my buddy Wagner, I shouted him out on last show, shout out Nick Wagner, hit me up and was like, this guy's so like short and I don't know, stout is the word he used, I think. He looks like a little chicken nugget running around on the field. And like, I mean, you guys know I hate Kyler Murray. You know I can't stand him. You know I don't like his game. You know that I said he wasn't going to do anything against our Lions. And this little short guy that can't ride the rides at Cedar Point comes out and does exactly what I thought he was going to do. Prance around the field, try to make plays with his legs, throw the ball up like it's 500 out in the backyard and hope his guys come down with it, and then do what was my favorite part. Pout, complain, whine, cry after every single possession. After every single thing that didn't go this guy's way. He does this all the time. That's why no one, even his teammates, even his owner, even his head coach, anybody in the National Football League can't respect Kyler Micro Murray. He was just, oh my goodness. I mean, what more can I say about this guy with his one eye black, his bandana, his arm sleeve, his leg sleeve, his visor, whatever gear he has on, and he just looks ridiculous back at the quarterback position. Little tiny legs going 80 million miles an hour, and like literally, okay, wow, you made one play to Marvin Harrison Jr. early in this football game. Then what'd you do? You just like went back there, nobody was open, you either tried to scramble, which didn't work, and then you just hoisted it up. And did somebody not tell you that Kerbo was back there? You do not throw the ball up deep or anywhere in the vicinity of 3-1. Straight up curb stomped him multiple times, was all over the football field. The same thing was true with my boy, Brian Branch. He was just making tackles, TFLs, sacks, got dinged up late in the ball game. We'll talk about that. But I loved everything about this debacle of a performance from Kyler Murray, and it's so much more fun too when it comes off a game where he like puts up all these stats and people act like this guy's unguardable. How are the Lions gonna deal with this guy? You know how they're gonna deal with him? Let me tell you how they're gonna deal with him. They're gonna do this.
Unleash Hutch.
All over his 4'5" Rudy Poo. You know what it is. Like yeah, it was so fun to watch. Just us bottle them up, eat them up, pick them off, out physical them. And the thing I'm disappointed about is the Lions came out gunslinging, Jared Goff throwing perfectly accurate wobbly spirals all first half. I don't even know if he had an incompletion. We're dotting them. We go down the field, we score. We come back, we let them score. I don't know why we did that. And then we just kind of bumbled around, I felt like, a little bit, not playing as crisp, not putting the pedal to the metal, because we should have blown out the Arizona Cardinals. People on the TV broadcast, oh, this is a great physical matchup between two really good football teams. There was one good football team on the field, and it was the Detroit Lions. The Arizona Cardinals are fake news. These guys, they act tough. They put up stats every blue moon, and they think they're going to win anything. They're going to be picking top 12 in the NFL draft again, and will never win anything. Mark it. Straight up. But you know what happened late in that first half that was absolutely glorious? First off, I got a little bit of an issue because JG16, the hashtag golf train, I mean, most people... most people are all aboard the golf train. That's at least what the conductor at Chops and the D tells me. He's just like over here saying, I'm the original golf train conductor. I knew all along. Yet then I had to beat him up all after that week 2 performance where he cost us that game against Baker Mayfield in Tampa Bay. But you know what Chops does. He comes on here and yells all aboard, that kind of stuff. Exactly. So, does Goff, did he have a better game? Yes. Did he still throw wobbly ducks all over the field? Yes. And he did something in the second quarter, about 12:27 in, that was both great, hilarious, and frustrating all at the same time. And that was drop back to pass. He looks right in front of him, and there's a multi-dimensional, positionless. Wait for it. Elite! Weapon. Right in front of his face. He doesn't throw it to 2-6. He throws it even a tougher throw, backside into the ground. But guess who goes up and scoops it off the turf? You guys know who he is. Amon-Ra. ARSB scoops it for a touchdown, which is great. Get 14 in the stat book, get him his looks, I get it, but Gibby wide open, should have got him the football. But sure enough, late in the first half, after we did get bailed out by the Zebras on the whole 2-minute, not 2-minute, I mean, again, years and years ago, that goes against the line, that always happens to the Lions. It didn't this time. We got the call, reversed the pick 6 for Arizona, which was incredible. The Lions continue to drive down the field. And then they throw the old whoopsie fake, double Magoo, reverse Schnavitz, hook and ladder at the Arizona Cardinals, which was, you couldn't execute this better in a walkthrough practice than they did live in-game, where Ben Genius just decides, hey, I'm going to just throw the ball to Amon-Ra. And he's just going to, tap backwards pass it to the elite weapon, Jahmyr Gibbs, and it's going to be a touchdown, by the way. And hey, Ben Genius, by the way.
Ben Johnson, I love you. Ben Johnson, you are my hero.
Absolutely incredible design, moxie, cojones to pull off something like that. So I'm looking at the scoreboard. I'm like, it should be 20-7 heading into half. Somehow we let them drive down and get a field goal with no time left. Is that right? Yeah, so we let them get a field goal with no time on the clock, a 46-yarder by shout out Matt Prater, to make it 20-10 at half, when it should have been 30-7 at half, if you ask me. And then we come out and we sleepwalk through the end of this football game. We scored absolutely no points in the second half. None. No points. Now, I do want to give a shout out to the defense, because even though we've held teams to little to no stats, I felt like we were still getting roasted, toasted, and extra crispy in these first couple games, getting dotted up by Matty Statty and then letting Baker, throw and run all over us. But people were like, but great, we only gave up 20 or less. Sometimes it's not the number, it's the way you play. Whereas this game, we not only kept them to a low number of 10 at half, 13 in total, should have been less than that. We should have put up way more points on this Swiss cheese, soft, unorganized, no good Arizona Cardinals weak, NFC West defense. So the fact that the Lions came out and got 0 points offensively in the second half is an absolute debacle. It's an embarrassment. But I will shout out the D with Kerbo, BB, Sub-Zero, Terrion, Big, Denim, Levi Onwuzurike, Hutch, Aleem. You know what I mean? All these guys doing work in there, as long as our linebackers, Campbell, DB, Derek Barnes got hurt. Still has a bad spelling of his first name. That was kind of a cheap shot by the tight end, McBride, for the Cardinals. Chopped him at his knees. He's going to be out a while, which we'll get to. But, the whole D played solid, played tough, made plays. Loved the play getting Micro Murray out of bounds on fourth down to turn that over. Heck of a challenge by Dan Freaky Campbell to get that overturned. Because, the refs, I swear these refs, they just randomly mark the football. They just give people first downs like candy. They just move the ball up a half yard. Every blue moon, they'll just mark it back an extra half for no reason. It's like, I'm so ready for the microchip in the football to get going so we can actually get some decent spots, because they literally just make it up. So, literally this looked like a first down, and then I still thought they were just going to randomly give them a first down. What do they say every time they go to review? The call stands, because we don't want to actually make the correct call. We just want to use our get out of jail free card and say it stands. We couldn't tell. We were 99% sure, but not 100, so we'll just let it roll. But no, they flipped this one. That was tremendous. So we held them to 3 in the second half. We put up no points. Some people probably, it's close, it's a tough football game, Chops was on here to tell you how Jared Goff won it with his legs and what a play he made. And the end of the game was fun because it was just a dart ball to St. Brown on the same route we run every time we need to finish someone. And we put the dagger in him, and then Jared Goff decides to just rub salt in the wound by doing a bootleg out to the right side and just running through their defense, sliding, and then giving a just absolutely glorious first down signal, which meant, you're done. Get out of here. We're done with you. We should have been 40 to 10. Instead, it's 2013 ball game. Lions win. I don't even know what to say. The hook and ladder was incredible. Kerbo's that dude. BB's my guy, my boy. JG to running to end it was just great. And Kyler Murray's, he's a horrible player, a horrible human being, and I couldn't stand anything about him. He was just I think my boy Wagner too shouted out Junior. Yeah, that's Marvin Harrison Jr. and said he probably has his Louis V bag crying in his cereal on his way back to the locker room, because that's the kind of player he is. And it's just me, or is Marvin Harrison, is there something going on with my man's lips? His lips are very odd. He's got an odd look for the cap. He's a good player, good athlete. If I'm going to talk about Junior, which he'll always be Junior to me because his dad was that guy. Yeah, he wasn't height, weight, speed, but Marvin Harrison Sr. was a straight-up DAWG and would just outthink you on the football field, make plays all over the place. But if I'm going to talk about Junior, if I'm going to bring him up, if I'm going to talk about his lips, his Louis V bag, and the fact that we locked him up all over the field except for the 1 or 2 plays that he made, I gotta say this, right?
Ohio State is vanquished.
I gotta remind him about this because he knows it's true. I know it's true. You guys know it's true. It's gotta be said.
Hey, listen, Ohio State sucks.
So that's really all I got on this game. I don't got any deep takeaways. I'm not gonna break down plays. St. Brown 7 for 75 and a touchdown. Demo, faux show, another SCO, let's go, 2, 3, 23 carries, 105 yards, beasting people, being surfboard carried by his offensive line while he has a good chuckle while on the football field, while the wimpy Arizona Cardinals are trying to do something about it. That was comical on every single level. JG 16, 199, 2 tugs, and a pick. And fortunate he didn't have that other one. So, an all-around nice road win. Solid game. Should have blown him out. Easy dub. Kyler Murray's an embarrassment. If he was my quarterback, I would just find another team. There's no way you can root for that guy on any level, but watching him pout and cry and moan and roll his eyes and the lack of leadership, toughness, everything that guy has was absolutely just put a smile on my face all football game. So good win by the Lions, coming back home. And I want to get my commercial break in. Again, when I do my solo shows, I do them a little different. I just kind of go crazy with the takes, get a few gimmicks in, talk ball, get you in here with the commercials. Please listen to those great sponsors. That really helps us out. But I got stuff on the backside. We got a lot of guys out hurt. We'll talk about some of those injuries, how they impact the team. And then I want to spend a good amount of time on the Detroit Lions versus the Seattle Seahawks. Monday Night Football, black jerseys, night game, Detroit, Seattle. Seahawks have had our number. They probably come in here thinking they're swaggy. They're going to do this. They're going to do that. Oh, we're 3-0. Look at Geno going to do this. As you can imagine, I got a little something for them. I think this one's going to go a little differently than the previous games. We'll talk all about that and so much more right after the break. Everybody, I'll be right back.
Jewelry isn't a gift you give just once. It's a way to remind your loved one of a beautiful moment every time they see it. Blue Nile can help you find the gift that says how you feel and says it beautifully, with expert guidance and a wide assortment of jewelry of the highest quality at the best price. Go to BlueNile.com and experience the convenience of shopping Blue Nile, the original online jeweler since 1999. That's BlueNile.com to find the perfect jewelry gift for any occasion. BlueNile.com.
Think you know the Brooks Ghost? Think again. Introducing the all-new, better-than-ever Ghost 16. Now with nitrogen-infused cushioning for lightweight, supreme softness that feels good every step, every street, every single day. So go ahead, take your daily joyride in the all-new nitrogen-infused Ghost 16. It'll turn your everyday miles into everyday endorphins. Let's run there. Head to brooksrunning.com to learn more.
Hey, it's Kaylee Cuoco for Priceline. Ready to go to your happy place for a happy price? Well, why didn't you say so? Just download the Priceline app right now and save up to 60% on hotels. So whether it's Cousin Kevin's Kazoo Concert in Kansas City, go Kevin, or Becky's Bachelorette Bash in Bermuda, you never have to miss a trip ever again. So download the Priceline app today. Your savings are waiting.
Go to your happy place for a happy price. Go to your happy price, Priceline.
All right, everybody. This goes out to my fantasy football fans out there. Now, you probably heard about Reality Sports Online, the most powerful fantasy sports platform where owners can build and manage their fantasy team like a real NFL general manager. But the question is, have you tried it? I mean, we're talking free agency, multi-year contracts, rookie drafts, multi-team trades. You can put franchise tags on guys. It's as close as you're going to get to being an NFL GM. But do you think it sounds complicated? It's not. I'm here to tell you it's the best thing about Reality Sports Online is it's just more fun than your normal fantasy league, but it doesn't take barely any more time. After all this, are you still not sure? I mean, come on now. You can test your general manager skills by going over to Reality Sports Online, call it RSO. Please go check out realitysportsonline.com right now. Kool-Aid drinkers are back. Thank you so much for listening to the show, checking out the show, sharing the show, hitting up our sponsors for the show, playing in my fantasy football leagues around the show, and just drinking that Detroit Kool-Aid. I mean, really appreciated all the positivity, the hype. You know, this team has all that and more heading in this year, and right now they're living up to it. 2-1, big football game on the rise, and we'll talk all about it. Drink it in, everybody.
Drink it in, man.
That Detroit Kool-Aid is tasting delicious. This team is talented. They're exciting to watch. They can beat you on the ground, through the air. Defense is playing really well. Jack Fox is an absolute... How did I not bring up Jack Fox in my review? This guy was hitting 60-yarders like it was nothing. He's pinning people inside the 2, inside the 5, 7, 9, 10. He must have started the Cardinals inside their own 10 at least a half a dozen times. You know what I mean? Just absolutely incredible, just pinning them deep, letting our team go to work. I mean, do not... Punters and kickers are people too, unless they... do horrible things and then we make fun of them, but otherwise we praise people like Jack Fox. And don't get after my boy Jake Bates for a missed extra point. I'd still like to see them unleash the leg and let him kick a 50-60 yarder. Dan Campbell just going for it all over the field like always. But let's talk about these injuries. I mean, we'll go through them. To me, if you're surprised, if you're bummed, if you're worried that we are losing Marcus Davenport for the whole year. Like, come on. You know, this was a guy, great draft pedigree, had a cup of coffee where he did good. After that, it's been a bunch of hype based on his physical stature or his type of play. He's always hurt by week 5 or 6. It's happened again. Elbow injury. I know his teammates, which I respect, Hutch and Aleem and Reader and people that talk this guy up saying he was going to do this, he's going to do that, he's a perfect fit, he's physical, he's a beast, he's a power rusher. No, this guy is Marcus Davenport at what, year 6, 7 in the league, whatever it is. Maybe one productive season, a couple splashes here or there. So I'm not worried about this at all. I hope the guy personally heals up, he's good to go. I just never had very high expectations and didn't buy into the rumor innuendo, the speculation, gosh, this guy's going to impact our defense. I mean, how did we get this player? You know how you got this player? Because everyone else looked at Marcus Davenport and was like, you know he's going to be out before your bye week, right? You know he's going to hurt something. You know even when he is in there, he ain't going to do much. Yeah, that's why the Lions were able to get hands on him. So he's done for the year. Now, my boy, Brian Branch, this is a big one because he came and laid the wood on somebody, kind of got helmet to helmet when they ducked their head. BB is a super tough guy, great football player, great dude. Scary to watch him get that injury. You know, in concussion protocol, heard he's doing well from Dan Freaky Campbell. And I mean, I could see him missing a game or two, but I also could see him fighting through because that's the kind of guy he is. So it kind of just depends. You do have the bye week coming up after, but BB is such a great compliment to Kerbo. Brian Branch is like that dude who's all over the field, yet still where he needs to be, also still using his instincts, also physical, but can also run and be in the right spot and cover people. Whereas Kerbo is just swagged out, doesn't let anybody get behind him, baits you to throw it deep, then just picks you off like he's done to the smug, pompous, arrogant Aaron Rodgers. 2, 3, 4, I lost count how many times he picked him off. Now he's just working Kyler Murray's, 4 foot 2 inch, self out there where he's just like, yeah, throw it up deep. I'll just come right across the field and make the easiest interception of my life. And I didn't bring it up in the review either. Someone's got to tell me what the Kerbo Selly was. Him and all his boys going around in a circle, patting their chest like Weeble Scouts or whatever that was, and then breaking into some swaglicious dance was so good on so many levels. Oh my gosh, that was funny to watch. It was funny to see. It's got to be something, either like a dance or something that's out there that I don't know. But it was incredible. And then I saw like a couple nights later, I feel like Jamar Chase tried to steal it. He tried to do a similar thing once he found the end zone. But that Kerbo and BB just back end combo at safety is great. I love it on so many levels. So, hopefully Brian Branch is back soon. But obviously, get yourself right. There's nothing to mess with a concussion of that type of level too, where you could just see I don't know if he lost consciousness or not, but he seemed like he was out of it after a hit like that, straight to the helmet. Sam Laporta with a low ankle injury. This is one that's been lingering. He has made some nice plays, but he's kind of in and out of the lineup. And, of course, people on the radio that you hear in Detroit are just like, shelf him, come back week 6, 7, we don't care, and get yourself right. I mean, if you know football, football players, like, this guy wants to play if he's okay. It's not just, I'm a little bit hurt, shelf me for 4 weeks and pick me back up at week 8 or 10 and make a playoff push. If the guy's right, you want Sam Laporta on the field. If you're a Laporta supporter, you want him out there. And I feel like he can fight through. He's been able to come back basically each time, whether he missed some snaps, put the thing on his ankle, the warm pack on his ankle, whatever he's got to do. So if he can suit it up and be out there and be effective, I want Sam Laporta out there. This isn't player or a team that just says, oh, you're kind of hurt, just put you on. I know Dan Campbell likes to bring people back slow from injury, but I also don't think he's in the mode of just assuming they're going to win the division, thinking that they got these playoff run in them and that we'll just catch you later. He's here to win football games and put his best guys out there. So I'm thinking Sam Laporta is still a go until I hear otherwise, and just hope it doesn't get much worse. Derek Barnes, again, I feel like he got kind of cheap-shotted. It's tough to see when we already have Anzo out to then have Barnes go out with a knee type injury. Dan Campbell says it's going to be significant time. To me, that's 6+ weeks, I would assume, which is tough for the player and the team. I mean, you can't really have no Anzo, no Barnes, because now you're down to Rodrigo. That was the live version, by the way. Here's the drop.
Rodrigo.
I mean, you can't just have Rodrigo. That was the live version.
Rodrigo.
That was the sound drop. You can't have him and Reward Jack Campbell as like your only two main linebackers. But we've got Jalen Reds-Dave, and he's a great guy. He's a great special teamer. He's good in spots on defense. Do I want him as my third LB? Not really, but I don't really have many other options either. So, he had a late hit in this last game that was kind of unneeded, but I like the guy. I don't like him playing tons of snaps for my football team on defense, so you can't really have that many injuries. And then we got all these injuries stacking up. Lost this guy. This guy might be out extended time. Porter, we don't know. And then we get the big one. Frank Ragnow, partially torn pec. Ugh. Frank Ragnow's already got raglicious feet. He's got other types of knee and soreness and can only practice 1-2 days a week. But when he shows up on Sunday, he's got like a 99.9 PFF run grade, I think I saw, which was crazy. And then you had people calling up the radio saying, I don't think Frank Ragnow's that good. He keeps getting beat up the middle. It's like, have you watched this guy for 5+ seasons here with the Lions? He's the captain of our offensive line. He makes all these calls. He's burying people into the ground when we're scoring touchdowns. Like, I'm not too worried if he gets a penalty here or there, or maybe gets beat every blue moon. But having him with a partially torn pec week to week is not good. Not good at all. I feel like that's a hard one to fight through, especially for an offensive lineman. I feel like you'll notice a huge difference if Frank Ragnasty, as Chops calls him, is not in the middle of that offensive line. I know you can move Glasgow over. I know we may or may not have Mahogany that could go in the left. I know some of you like Sorsdahl. Me, not so much. You got Zeitler in there. You can move some pieces, but it's like you don't want to be moving 3-4 different guys all around the offensive line. So that was the tough one. It kind of came out of nowhere. Again, Frank Ragnow plays through a lot of injuries, so you don't notice when they happen. But that one caught me off guard, and that's tough to see for a guy already battling a lot of injuries, trying to get over that, be physical, do all the things he has to do at the center position. So we'll see what happens with that. Lots of injuries. I probably even missed a couple, but those are the major ones that caught my attention. Again, easy dub in Arizona. Should have beat them by more. We're 2-1. Should be 3-0. Should have had, should have beat up on Tampa Bay and Arizona. I felt like that Rams game was going to be close, and it was closer than I liked, but I love the ending where Demo just went down the field, faux show, and just ended that football game. And now we come to week 4. This is the game I wanted to be at. Again, you guys know I go to 1 or 2 Lions games a year, and I spread out my tickets with friends, family, and some of you Kool-Aid drinkers have hit me up. And if you hit me up early enough when I'm getting and moving my tickets around, selling my tickets, and I'm getting that all figured out, you can sneak in as well, because I know multiple Kool-Aid drinkers this year hit me up. Were like, Ogre, I heard you might have tickets available. And I'm not sitting here trying to make big profits or do anything. I'm just trying to cover me. Let people go enjoy a game or two a year. Let myself go enjoy a game or two a year. And then come playoffs, me and Choppy Chop or me and some other buddies want to be down there having a heck of a great time, enjoying playoff football in the den at Ford Field. And I expect 2 to 3 home games again this year. So, but this is the one I wanted to be at. You know, couldn't work it out for scheduling reasons. Life's crazy. I know Chop had some things going on. I knew this was probably going to be where they debut the black jerseys, the blue helmets. This is going to be a night game. We owe Seattle 1, 2, 3 lickings at this point, where they've got us in our house multiple times. They beat us a lot, going all the way back to other regimes that we shall not speak of here on this pod anymore. And I feel like we not only owe them multiple, we owe them a big one right now in our house. Crowd going crazy, chance to go to 3-1, heading into your bye week, and then you know who comes up after the bye week. We don't have to get into it now. I'll have plenty to say about it when it comes around. But that's the Lions heading to Dallas. Woo-wee! I cannot wait for that football game, as well as the lead up, especially if we're 3-1 and Dallas is just all together sputtering. I mean, what they have, maybe they'll have one dub at that point if they're lucky. You know, they're an absolute mess down there in Jerry World, so we'll get to that when we get to that. But Seattle, to me, is a tough football team. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a Geno Smith fan, but he's been playing good for multiple years. I thought it was a flash in the pan, and when they paid him big, he was going to fall off the map. He hasn't. He makes the throws, makes the plays he needs to make, runs the football, accentuates his playmakers, whether it be my boy DK or that guy from that school that was, I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty sure, I think I even got it on record that they were, vanquished multiple times the last few years.
Ohio State is vanquished!
Jackson Smith in Jigba, and then you got old man Tyler Lockett out there with his receding hairline, yet he still makes plays. So they have playmakers on the outside. You know, no Kenneth Walker probably for this football game, but Zach Charbonnet, who had a cup of coffee at Michigan and then went out to UCLA and did his thing. He's big, he's physical, he can run, he can catch the football. I wouldn't call him the most dynamic back when it comes to how he runs and what he does, but very productive when he gets carries. I may or may not have him in a few fantasy leagues where I rolled him out there last week and he did exactly what I needed him to do. So, you know, they're good on that side of the ball. I've always liked how they draft defensively because they just always seem to get the biggest, nastiest beast on the defensive line or a linebacker or a corner or at safety. You know, they just get these nasty DAWGs on defense. It feels like a lot. So my boy Murphy from Texas, who they picked up, which if you guys listen to our draft show, we were doing live picks, and the minute that he was on the board and Seattle was up, it was like, yep, that's the pick. And sure enough, they went and selected that football player. So you got him, you got Spoon on the outside, you got Reek Woolen on the other corner, who's something to deal with. You've got nasty pass rushers. You've got, you know, Love back there at safety, who I love. I've always loved his game. Yes, I'm using Love on purpose, but he's a heck of a safety, ball hawk, physical, all that stuff you look for. So yeah, their defense is no joke either. But here's the thing: the Detroit Lions. I had this team circled, just like Dallas, just like San Francisco, just like Philly. They know these are the teams they have to go through. So when you come to our house on Monday night, us debuting black jerseys, unleashing Hutch with the blue helmets, with the black logo, with our offense and our defense out here balling and feeling good about themselves. Yeah, this is gonna be a long night for Seattle. Now, do I see this as I'm gonna give it some crazy blowout score? No, I think this is gonna be another knockdown, drag out, fist fight between two teams who play the way you should play, they draft the way you should draft, they build the way you should build, and they go play the game not only the right way, but they have guys that get off the bus that put fear in you. They also have skill guys that can outrun you, outscore you at times. But I feel like the Lions are too talented. We have too many offensive players, and if Jared Goff can get them the football, We're inside. We're at our house. I feel like we should be able to put up more points than Seattle. We should be able to hold them to less points than we would in future years where we're getting roasted, toasted, extra crispy because we couldn't cover a coffee table. We couldn't play defense. That has changed. So Seattle does draft on the offensive line, but they have had their struggles. So I feel like they have a guy or two up there that I like, but also a couple spots that they always try to fill in with some nobody from the bowling alley that they're going to do this, going to do that, and then they're a turnstile. So whoever that is or whoever those couple players are, just identify those guys and go after them with Hutch. And Aleem is hopefully out there. I know he had a little bit of an injury as well. I'm hoping that he can get out there and play. DJ Reader is probably feeling good about himself a couple games in now. So I said this a couple weeks ago too, but I just expect this crowd to be crazy. I expect you guys to be so nuts and so impactful that you create false starts, you don't let the other team communicate, you help us put up points by supporting your team. I feel like you need to impact this game by at least a touchdown or more. I give the Detroit crowd 7 to 10 points, just that they help create however they do in this football game. So I need it turned up like crazy from snap one, and I feel like the Lions are going to take control early, going to play tough throughout, and then are just going to put the pedal to the metal, stomp on their throat, and take what's theirs from a football team that's taken their lunch multiple times in different ways, late in the football game, in overtime, outscored them, kept them to low totals on defense. Like, they've done it every single way against the Lions, and I feel like the Lions just need to take this by any means necessary. So if I'm going to throw a prediction out, again, I see it as a tough football game, a fun football game, a great one to watch, prime time, at Ford Field, in the Den is going to be absolutely crazy. I hope all of you that are down there have a great time, tailgate safely, drinking Detroit Koolaid. I recommend a double-sided cornbread. And when you get in there, just have the time of your life. And this is going to be so fun to watch in person, on TV. It's probably the most exciting game that I have on the schedule for the Lions this year, in my opinion. So enjoy it all. Throwing a prediction out there, I feel like the Lions are going to score 31. Yep, I'm going for another 30-plus point total from them. I feel like Ben Genius is cooking. Goff got some nice rhythm. We just have too many playmakers. When you got Saint, you got J-Mo, you got Gibbs, you got Laporta, you got D-Mo, we got an O-line. I mean, we're just going to always be right in that 25 to 35 point range. And then when it comes to defense, you've been holding people to 20. How about you put the clamps on Gino? How about you make Gino have a couple turnovers? How about you make life miserable for Gino in that run game? Because dang it, freaking Campbell always says it starts with stopping the run. Stop their run game. Bottle up Charbonnet. Yes, I said that on purpose. And take care of Gino and his cheese steaks or whatever he's got going. Why they named their son Gino, I have no idea. That couldn't have been good for him as a child. And just lock up. Play defense. I know you like to play man on the outsides. Be physical. Try to limit the penalties. And just hold the Seattle Seahawks to, if I got 31 for the Lions, give me that nice, like, what I like to feel is that comfortable victory. Give them 24. Give them 24. Maybe 21. I'll go 24 for Seattle, 31 for the Lions. Comfortable win. Like I said, you take care of business late. You give them no chance late. I don't see this being like a final drive game. I don't see it being we got to pull it out late or stop them on the final possession. I see this as just fourth quarter, Lions take control, take the lead, and then don't look back, just end up taking this ball game. So I'm so excited for it. I think it's going to be really fun to watch. Lots of points on both sides, lots of great defensive play. Great football game. The jersey combo is going to be incredible. I expect the Lions to be in the black with the blue numbers, the blue helmets. Seattle to be in the all-white Krispies with the blue Seattle helmets, or who knows, they might break out some neon green for all I know. But it's going to be a great Jersey game, a great football game, and a great game to drink Kool-Aid, eat cornbread, support the Lions, and get another dubski. I'm not going to say easy dub, even though that's a new gimmick here on the show, where I'm going to say that even when it's not. I won't say that with this game. It's going to be a hard victory, but it's going to be a greatly well-earned victory to go to 3-1. Let's bye week. Let's get some people healthy. And then we're coming to Dallas, and we got something for them too. Everybody, that's what I got. I'll catch you next time right here on the Detroit Koolaid Cast. Take care, everybody. I'm out.
Pack the bag, start the plane. This game is over. It is over. What a comeback by the Lions. Drink it in.